So Sinéad Gleeson, you were on something of a roll. Here you are, 2 years running, 2 anthologies back to back. Tell us about The Glass Shore. What makes it different from The Long Gaze Back?
Well, the Glass Shore wouldn't exist without The Long Gaze Back, and I did a lot of events for The Long Gaze Back last year, and I did a couple in Belfast, and a lot of people came to me and said, where's our book? We don't have a book, and there isn't one like this. So people were sort of talking in my ear about it, and I felt really guilty, and I thought maybe I'm just going to have to actually just, climb on the wagon and do it. So I did, and I did it in a very short period of time. But like the last book, you get to read a lot of great short stories. You get to read a lot of people you hadn't heard of, people who've been forgotten, and that's one of the joys of editing a book like this.
So with these books, what you're trying to do is bring new voices to the fore, but also you're going back to voices that have been neglected in the past. Tell me about the highlights, the joys of this book for you in terms of that.
Yeah, Anne Enright has a great line about there can be a deafness to the female voice, and for a lot of it's very easy for people to be forgotten. And with some of the older writers in this book, what I love about those stories is some of them are very funny and they're very feminist, and some of them are quite spooky. So they're very dark and very risk-taking for stories that were written 150 years ago, and it's really easy to be forgotten, especially if you're a woman. So I kind of went with my shovel and dug up a lot of these stories.
Now, in terms of the stories from women from the Republic as such, and then these writers from the North, do you see interweaving kind of themes? Could you identify links between them?
I think a lot of people write about things they want to write about. I mean, it's about the family, or it's about relationships, or it's about love or sex or death, all the things that people write about. And in this book, I wondered if people would write about what has happened in the North in the last 40 years, but very few of the stories actually touch on that. And a lot of them are very contemporary, a lot of them are very funny, which I wasn't expecting. But this is why I love anthologies myself, because they're literally a grab bag. You don't know what you're going to get.
Now, your own writing career is beginning to take off if you'd only stop editing other people's work. You've had essays, for example, the one published in Granta earlier this year, that really caused a bit of a stir. Were you surprised by the kind of reaction you got from readers?
Yeah, I didn't expect it at all. And I think sometimes when you write about your own story, you tend to think it's a very individual thing. But I had people who talked about religion, or people who'd been ill when they were young, or people like me with wonky bones. So lots of people wanted to have different conversations. And the thing is, when you put something out into the world, it's not really yours anymore. It's for people to sort of look at and make up their own mind. So I had a lot of great chats. People still talk to me about it, and that's one of the best experiences about it.
Sure, many of us have been to Lourdes, I suppose.
It's a crazy, brilliant place. It's very hilly. I was in a wheelchair, so I just got pushed around the whole time, so it was great.
So in terms of your plans then, what are you going to be doing next year that'll have you sitting here with me again?
Oh God, no, I'm going to try and take some time off to write, and I'm working on a couple of different things, and I just would love to do more of it, and hope to be able to write to this kind of level. Some of the people in this book are just unbelievable. So yeah, time off, no more anthologies. As I said, put me in a darkened room if I start talking about one again.
You need more space in the cabinet, I think. Take this, off you go and dance the night away.
Thanks so much, great to talk to you.